Iron Man issue 3 finds Unicorn in Canaan, Oklahoma, calling out to someone in the rain that he has come to serve when the villain is suddenly hit by a violent thunderstorm that is raging above him. In New York, Tony finds himself asking what people want from him, wondering if the people need some kind of demon or effigy. Iron Man battles many of his villains around the city across the week, violently dealing with them all as Tony continues to ask himself, do people want him to leave them alone, or do they require him to say thanks for letting him be Iron Man? After dealing with his villains, Tony heads to a nearby school for an impromptu visit, exciting all of the children who are happy to see him. The recess bell soon rings and the teachers tell the kids to head back inside. The children don't want to since Iron Man is there, which upsets the teachers since now the kids are going to take the rest of the day to calm down, and the hero really should have signed in at the front desk. Tony says he thought this would be fun, but the teachers wonder if he thought the kids would find that fun or if this is all just for him. Knowing party poopers when he sees some, Tony takes off, saying he was just in the neighborhood, wondering why he even bothers. Heading back to his garage, Tony finds the melter has melted his car, wondering if the hero is mad. Tony cracks him across the face, knocking him out in one blow. Not finished with the villain yet, Tony grabs him, flying high into the city skyline before just dropping him to the ground, knowing he doesn't need to play by the rules anymore and could just do whatever he wants and see if mankind could make it on their own. Before the villain hits the ground, however, he catches him, wondering to himself if people can see how strong he is. It's revealed that Tony isn't thinking or talking to himself, but to a poor minimum wage employee at Burger Hut, who asks the man what he's doing, telling him that he was going off about how strong he is and how they should all be thanking him for being Iron Man. Tony apologizes, saying that he's been working a lot, ordering some food and learning that it's 3:45 in the morning, which means he's got to get to the airport quick. Later at the airport, Tony rides coach with Patsy for the first time, not used to all the small legroom and expensive bag checks. Patsy sarcastically says that Tony seems at ease, wanting to talk about how he almost killed a man for melting his car 2 days prior. Tony says that he was just tired, asking if the hero had any luck tracking Unicorn after he escaped the hospital. Patsy says that unfortunately not, knowing that he was headed into the East River, but then he just disappeared on them. Tony tries to recline his chair, but Patsy reminds him he can't do that until the captain says so, a rule Tony has never heard of thanks to always flying private. Tony says he doesn't seem to understand something about actual life, but Patsy doesn't think riding coach will solve that. She thanks Tony for inviting her anyway, surprised he gave money to the lightning guy they met at the party not long before. Tony says he was impressed with the science, but he knows people will try and find a way to make him look bad because of it. Patsy knows it doesn't matter how it looks, but Tony knows she's only saying that because she's not as famous as him. Patsy becomes angered, saying maybe she doesn't feel the need to be famous and she's worked her way back from being dead and figured out what actually matters to her. Tony says he's been dead as well, but Patsy knows it wasn't by choice, silencing the man. She tells him that she got to a place in her life where she thought the best thing to do for herself was to kill herself, and miraculously she was given a chance to see that that choice she made was wrong, wondering if Tony really thinks someone can just be all better after that. The man tries to say of course she wouldn't be all better after that, but Patsy knows that he has no idea what it feels like to hear something dark in his head, something that makes every day hard and like you're walking on a razor's edge. She tells Tony she's not worried about other people's opinions of her since she has her own stuff to deal with and she's not Tony's life coach, just a friend with her own set of problems. Later in the Tealhard lightning site, Tony meets with Fuller, who is surprised the man has arrived in his Iron Man armor. Tony says that it will allow him to get a closer look at his investment without being fried. Tony finds his investment bought 10,000 acres of lightning rods, and this is only one of 58 sites across the world. Tony is impressed with how fast Fuller scaled up his projects, finding their lightning capture is off the charts. Fuller asks about Tony's friend who was supposed to be joining them, but Tony says she wasn't feeling too great after the flight and is back at the hotel. Iron Man takes off into the fields, learning from Fuller how the rods capture lightning. Tony notes how all of the gear seems to be white labeled, wondering if Fuller finds working with the Stark brand embarrassing. Fuller says that as much as he liked Tony's partnership, they need to end that today, knowing he can't have his work traced back to him. Tony is suddenly hit by a bolt of lightning, causing him to slam into the ground, where he is met by Controller, Unicorn, Blizzard, and Fuller, who says that Tony is a good man, but his disciples and him have a higher purpose, hoping Tony recognizes the villains who will deal with the Iron Man. Fuller says that the power he pulls from the planet will turn him into a demigod, but that's just a means to an end, intending on becoming a fully fledged god himself. Tossing away his glasses, the villain says Tony's money was useful, but as Iron Man, the hero found out about him once before, and he can't let that happen again. Suddenly, Hellcat arrives, running over the villains before helping Tony up, telling him how a kid in town saw Unicorn. Tony jokes, saying he told her this was a bad investment as they battle the villains, who continue to lament how Fuller is their lord and god. As they fight, Fuller returns, unleashing his lightning on the heroes, doing so in the name of Korvac. Tony's armor defibs him back to consciousness, allowing the hero to get up, but he finds that Hellcat wasn't so lucky and has been grievously injured. Iron Man issue 3 continued to tell the really fantastic story of Tony dealing with life post-rebirth and with a world that doesn't want or need him, making him kind of question his place in everything. I absolutely love how Christopher Cantwell is dealing with mental health so far, deconstructing Tony and getting rid of all his baggage so we can have some actually great character development pieces take place. Hellcat's role has also been fantastic, and her not taking any of Tony's crap is really fun, leading to a really wonderful and kind of heartbreaking scene with her talking about her own suicide and dealing with all of the problems that Tony seems to think he has, but as she points out, his problems are bugger all when compared to real people like her who have to deal with stuff like that every day. All the drama and character development is paired well with some pretty great action that helps further the plot along nicely and delivers a really great cliffhanger that has me excited for the next issue. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10.